In the heart of evergreen forest, the crisp air signaled the arrival of autumn. Bright red, orange, and golden leaves blanketed the ground, and the forest animals busied themselves preparing for the cold months ahead. Everyone, that is, except Benny the bear. While other bears were gathering food and making their dens cozy, Benny was splashing in the river and chasing butterflies. Winter is so far away, Benny said to himself. Why waste time working when I can play? One afternoon, as Benny was chasing falling leaves, he bumped into Sophie the squirrel, who was carrying a pile of acorns. Watch it, Benny, Sophie scolded, dropping her stash. I've been collecting these all day. Benny looked at the scattered acorns. Why are you working so hard, Sophie? There's still plenty of time before winter. Sophie shook her head. Winter comes faster than you think, Benny. If you don't start preparing, you'll be hungry and cold when the snow falls. But Benny just laughed. I'm not worried. I'll be fine. As the days grew shorter and the air colder, Benny met Freddie the fox, who was gathering soft moss near the river. What's the moss for, Freddie? Benny asked. It's for my den, Freddie explained. I'm lining it with moss to keep it warm during the winter. Winter is so much work, Benny groaned. Why not have some fun instead? Freddie grinned. Fun is great, Benny, but being ready for winter is even better. Why don't you start collecting food and fixing up your den? But Benny only shrugged. There's still plenty of time. One frosty morning, Benny woke up shivering. The trees were bare, the ground was icy, and a cold wind blew through his den. Brrr! It's so chilly, Benny exclaimed. He peeked outside and saw a thin layer of snow covering the forest. Suddenly, Benny realized he hadn't collected enough food, and his den was drafty and uncomfortable. What do I do now? Benny wondered aloud. Feeling worried, Benny decided to visit Sophie. She was busily arranging her acorns in her cozy hollow. Sophie, I didn't listen to you, and now I'm not ready for winter, Benny admitted. Sophie smiled kindly. Don't worry, Benny. It's not too late to fix things. I'll help you gather food. Next, Benny went to Freddie's den. Freddie had made a warm nest of moss and leaves. Freddie, I didn't prepare for winter, and my den is too cold, Benny said. Freddie nodded. We'll fix it together. Come on. With Sophie's help, Benny collected nuts, berries, and roots from the forest floor. Freddie showed Benny how to find moss and leaves to line his den and keep out the cold. By the time the sun set, Benny's den was warm and filled with food. He felt grateful and happy to have such wonderful friends. As the first heavy snow began to fall, Benny snuggled into his cozy den. Next year, I'll start preparing for winter early, Benny promised himself. But for now, it's time for a long, cozy nap.